Maybe they should put on maybe they should put on the
what?
mesh tzitzis. They should put on the mesh tzitzis.
I thought about. I actually, you know what I did actually in the summer? I changed to play ball, and I put on size 18 tzitzis. Hey, talk about krum. I put on 18 tzitzis, which fits me like a bib, right? Not because I'm tall either, by the way, in case anybody thought, right? So
we forgot this.
I figured it was mesh 18 tzitzis. So I figured like this. I look like a yeshiva guy because I'm wearing tzitzis. But it's very misubik whether I should ever make a bracha on that tzitzis. In the first place, like this, I'm yaitze all the way around.
Do you look like a yeshiva guy with mesh tzitzis?
What?
Mesh tzitzis, you look like a yeshiva guy?
They couldn't see the mesh part. All they would see, all they needed to see were the strings hanging out from I don't know. Well, I have no idea whether that was a kruma cheshbon or not. But that's what I did.
With that cheshbon, just put some clips on your belt with strings.
Okay, and maybe. If it's too small, it's not chayiv. It's not really chayiv and tzitzis.
Too small for you?
For me, so that's a different shadow. There goes both of the person and both of the. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so that's with making bracha night. Then he says l'chatchila, and this is what is starting to become negeya over the next couple of months, because people get up early. The nets is already what 6:56, 6:57. Right. So you got people getting
6:02.
What?
6:02 Talis film.
Talis and Tefillin there's a whole bunch of different shiurim for what time Talis and Tefillin is, right? That's actually a shtickle early, that's man. Right? So you're getting up at 5:30.
Depends when you want to start the fast, no?
Correct. So he says, well, it's a little different cheshbon. But anyway, he says l'chatchila, the second and the continuing in the Kitzur. L'chatchila yizar shelo yivarach alein ad sheyeh kol kach yom sheyakar ben tchelis l'lava. L'chatchila, you should not put on the tzitzis unless it's clear enough that you can tell the difference between tchelis and lava, between the blue and the white.
So that's not really the tchelis that people wear.
I don't know, whatever it is. I'm not getting involved with the tchelis thing now.
The real tchelis.
Yeah.
That's
so.
The real.
But l'chatchila in the footnote here 48, he says, "Me'ikar adin, you can make the bracha on tzitzis from alois, because alois is considered day." Right, but we're machmer not to make the bracha from when Misha Yakir is. So what is Misha Yakir? So here he has a whole bunch of opinions. Some say it's an hour before. Some say it's 52 minutes before. Some say it's 57 before nets, and some say it's 35. Right. So you have all sorts of varying opinions. Right.
So 35 for sure.
35 minutes before nets is for sure okay. Right? V'im lovash is a talis. If you go with the 35 shear, that's really, I mean, that's crazy. I don't mean like that. I meant like people, when the nets goes to 7:20, I think a large amount of people are getting dressed before
they're going to work at
6:45
already.
Yeah.
But I don't make a bracha.
Davening is over at 7:10.
If you start even a nets minion, and you go to a slow nets minion, very slow nets minion, then 35 minutes, you might put on your talis more than 35 minutes before Shemana Esrei. Is it? Is that the way it goes?
The white shul's matzah minion.
What do you mean?
They finish with it in 18 minutes.
Minion is no more.
What?
That minion is no more.
What, they all die?
What, the 5:55? They don't have it anymore?
Yeah, it's at 6 o'clock. They combined the 2 minyan. So it's 20.
And no, they didn't all die. They didn't all die.
Oh, okay.
Not all.
Hashem. But enough that they lost some of the minions. They had to combine.
So now it's 25 minutes.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see.
2 days to that minion.
Yeah.
First day, hit me with a Mack truck.
Whatever, it doesn't matter.
Okay, so Vim Lavash is a talis cotton by Laila. Let's say you wear the talis cotton at night and you didn't make a bracha. Or you put on the tzitzis before your hands were clean. And you didn't make a bracha on the tzitzis. Right? So,
I think you're not supposed to if you plan on davening soon.
Oh, so the minig in the belt became that you make a bracha only on the talis gadol, not on the talis cotton.
Not right? For you. Oh yeah, for you too. Oh, he wasn't close.
But the thing is like this: if you sweat, this is the common question, Dave, right? But let's say, so you get up, let's say, 6:30, you put on your tzitzis, You don't make a bracha on that. You go to daven at 6:45. You make a bracha on your talis gadol. Givaldik. Fine. Now you come home and you decide you're going for a bike ride and you want to put on a different pair of tzitzis. So there you have to make a new bracha on the tzitzis. Unless you had it in mind when you made the bracha on the talis, right? Which doesn't work if you're switching your tzitzis for Shabbos tzitzis in the afternoon. That's way too many hours, hopefully, from when you put on your talis.
No,
right?
We said the best solution, you said, was to have in mind not to be
correct. To be yotze, all the shittas have in mind that your bracha only lasts to that. But you don't, if you make a bracha on a talis in the morning and you're switching in the afternoon right before Shabbos for another pair of tzitzis, there's no question that that's a long enough hefsek. That's long enough hefsek. You would have to make a bracha. Who? I mean, from Alois? Yeah, work parnos is considered shasatah.
It's a.
No, you look at chili. You don't want to make the bracha. So what you do is you put it on and then you shake. We'll get to that in a minute. What are you saying?
It's not a bracha levatala. If you make a bracha on the talis cotton, those of us who wear a regular talis, just to make an extra bracha. Is it a bracha levatala?
Is it a bracha levatala? As long as you don't have in mind the talis gadol, it's not a bracha levatala.
So why don't we do that? Why don't we do both?
Why? I don't know. It's interesting that's the way I don't know.
It's two different brachas.
I don't know why
two
the
different
like that.
begadim.
What are you saying?
There's two different brachas, two different begadim. There's no real. What's the reason? Why not?
I don't know. I don't know how historically it came around doing it like that. But
my guess is the same as the Mara thing. Is that people were putting on a talis cotton too early, so then they would have Mara with a talis gadol and just morphed into this.
Think so.
Fine.
One like a Marv.
Which
like a mincha.
No, if you make a bracha on the talis cotton, you still feel like a little boy in
51 maybe.
But before that,
Free.
Where that came from is
it's
the
a good
question.
idea, Arvin.
No, this is
That's where it came from. No guy,
what happened with your son?
No, but no, so that's. But I told her when I started changing my tzitzis during the day for Shabbos, I had to I had to ask my kids, what bracha do you make on tzitzis? They looked at me like a little strange, like, well, you don't know what bracha you make on tzitzis? Right? Okay, whatever. That's yeah. Okay, let's see that. When we shame like talis gadol, and let's say you don't have a talis gadol, in loivish it's a talis gadol a yoim, the yodem nikiyas, yivarach al mitzvahs tzitzis, avav bepatach, right? The vav right? What? Mitzvahs tzitzis, because meaning we said by the talis, it's a machloikus whether you say bat tzitzis, lisatef bat tzitzis, or lisatef bit tzitzis. Is that what you say? Yeah. That's I think most say batzitzis, right? That's not the batzitzis.
What does our school say?
I have no idea what our school says. Right? And then he brings here the Butchacher from the Butchacher. He brings that there are communities that don't make a bracha on talis katan at all ever. Right? Even single guys. Never. No, never. Not even never. Talis katan, never. He says, don't be knowing that unless you mamish have a Messiah like that. Fine. Then he says,
a single guy who's going to go to the Yom and put on a talis gadol, he makes a bracha. He makes a bracha, no?
That's a good question. That's why does it have to be a single guy? Let's say you go up to the dam for the Amid for Mincha. Should you make a bracha on that talis? Right?
The shul is not yours.
So it's the shul, but the shul everybody owns. It's everybody's.
It's nobody's or everybody's.
I left my talis. Take my talis. It's easier to take my talis. I'll lend it to you, and the shul's who's lending.
It's a whole shaila, but really, me'ikra didn't.
Less people own it.
So I gave my talis to shul. So now I put on my own talis when I go up there.
There you go. Right, okay, so
was yours.
Okay, so let's say here's the part that's negay. It's not coming up. Let's say you wore the talis, the tzitzis, when you couldn't make the bracha, which happens to many people now. As I afterwards, once it becomes day, then yikachas tzitzias biyadav, you hold the tzitzis in your hand. Then you make the bracha on mitzvah tzitzis. Again, assuming that you didn't wear a talus. Yeah. Now, why do you have to wear the tzitzis? Why do you have to hold the tzitzis? I never really got this clear. Why not just take them off and put them back on?
You're going to get undressed and get back dressed again? Were you taking off your shirt and you're dressed already?
No. So
now you're saying this man comes, so you're going to take off your shirt and your tzitzis and then put them back on?
No. But let's say you're roaming around the house, your tzitzis is not on, or you're a chassidish guy saying, why do you have to just hold the tzitzis? Why not just take them off? I think the pshat is because it's not the proper thing to take them off.
Take them off to put them back on to make a bracha.
Yeah. It seems like that would be the proper thing, or not the proper thing to do. Proper thing is to keep them on. Vim yoshin b'talis katan. If you sleep in your talis katan, lo yivarach la'achakach klal, then don't make a bracha on it at all. Kishemavarech hatalis gadol yichav lepaju. When you make a bracha on the talis gadol, you should have kavanah to be pater. Right? Now it's interesting. So why can't you hold the tzitzis again and make the bracha, just like if you put it on too early? So there he's saying, no, it doesn't work like that, because it seems like your bracha from the day before counts. Right? Your bracha from the day before is gonna count towards this. Yeah? Fine. Okay, so you
right, Shavuos morning, you don't take your tzitzis. Shavuos morning, you don't make them. It's the same thing.
Right. You're yaitzu with somebody who woke up, or whoever's putting on a talus. Yeah. Okay. So now here, this yud is where we get into with you changing talus. So a paisha talesa v'date lachzor lo shmiyat. You took off your talus.
Bathroom.
What?
Bathroom.
Quick bathroom.
And your das is to put it right back on. Afilu halach lebeis hakisei. Even if you go to the bathroom, now he's talking about a talus, not the tzitzis.
Yeah.
So we don't wear our talus into the bathroom.
You push it. That's what he's saying.
Correct. So now.
So you have 2 hours.
So we'll get to that. Good. So, but let's say you go to the bathroom. You took off your talus gadol because we don't wear it in the bathroom. So that means l'chayra. You should have to make a new bracha. That's an automatic masiyach das.
Hefsek. It doesn't have to necessarily be a masiyach das.
It's a hefsek, right? It's a hefsek, which means a hesach das.
Why?
Because when you're not allowed to have it on, then it's considered an automatic hefsek. Even if you
hefsek, not a hesach hadas. You could have your mind to put it back on the whole time.
But it's an automatic hesach hadas, right? But even so, even though we don't wear the talus gadol into the bathroom, you don't make a bracha. Why? Even the mitzad hadin, mutar leleches b'lebeis hakisei. Since mitzad hadin, it's mutar to go into the bathroom with the talus. We just don't do it. Therefore, it's not a hefsek. Same thing with the kittel. You can go into the bathroom with the kittel. No, but it's just saying. You go to the bathroom with a kittel. The minhag it became not to.
What is it?
It's in a minhag.
Is it really a minhag not to?
Yeah, a lot of people don't do it because they hold it to beged shel tefillah. Beged of tefillah, you don't go in.
So gartel, no gartel.
So a lot of chassidim take off the gartel. I think. I don't know if they put in the pocket.
Gartel in the bathroom.
What?
We get it.
Yeah, but anyways.
Rabbi, didn't you once say that if you wear it only for davening, you can't wear it into the bathroom like a hat or a kittel?
If it's that's the tzad, that if it's only meant for davening. The only thing is the kittel, if you wear it for Pesach, so it may not necessarily be specifically for davening.
If it has a wine stain.
That's right. Yeah. So
you're not supposed to wear that hat.
So chassidim, I think some chassidim take their hat off before they go to the bathroom, even though the chassidim wear their hats all day. So I don't know why they call it a beged of tefillah. Right.
You don't have to be a chassid not to wear your hat to the bathroom.
I'm not saying it's exclusive to them. I'm just saying. Yeah. Listen, a lot of the oilam has a gzeira. They don't want to wear a hat ever because they don't want to wear it into the bathroom. Right. Jacket. That's already rougher. But anyways, so it's not considered a hefsek, right, to wear it into the bathroom. So how long is the hefsek? So that's a big controversy. Yeah. So he says here that miyad is lav dafka, because from the lashon of the Kitzur, it sounds like your das is to put it on immediately. Mashma. If it's not immediate, then you'd have to make a new bracha. So what's the lashon of miyad? So he says here that it's kama shois is his lashon. Kama shois. So some places can say that that's 2 hours. Some places can say it's 3 hours.
That's like a few.
But by a talus katan, if you took a shower, you'd have to make a new bracha?
No, because you can wear a talus katan in the shower too. But how long? Let's say you take a shower and then let's say you exercise, take a shower, then you take a nap.
I don't know what that is, but I'm saying, let's say you're taking a shower on Erev Shabbos, you're making another bracha?
No, because it's not shois. It's not kama shois. Unless you take a very long shower. So the question is, how long is shois? So the place can say between 2 and 3 hours. 2 and 3 hours is the shiur. So that's very negeya. Yom Kippur. Yom Kippur is the number one day that you get this shaila, but not from yeshiva guys, because they're usually davening straight. But from the shuls, where they have a nice long break, so the olam takes off their talis, and they walk home. And they want to know.
Yeah, but we had a Shai Yashav had a 2-hour break this year.
Yeah, we had a big one this year. Yeah, because it was late. It was late.
Yeah, but most people go to sleep.
Yes, if you go to sleep, so then that might be that's another thing. You take off your tzitzis, take a nap. Shabbos afternoon, you take a nap. So l'chayra, that's a big shaila. You
get undressed to take a nap on Shabbos?
Yes. Many people, yeah. Wow. So the tzitzis, so really, if you don't want the shaila, the tzitzis should stay on. You should stay. You should stay. Either use your tzitzis as a blanket. That's also another option, or sleep with the tzitzis.
A little older.
Sleeping in your talis? When I fall asleep in Kippur in Sheyashav, when I lay out on 4 chairs, I wear my talis. Yeah.
Is that so you don't get into this issue?
Yeah.
You're cold?
Sometimes I'm cold. Sometimes I'm cold. And you know what? It's, yeah. It's when you're sweaty and then it's cold air conditioning afterwards and you get cold. But fine. All right. Another one is you give your talis away to duchening. You give it to a kohen or a guy to get an aliyah. So that's not a hefsek. That's a short amount of time.
It's a shorty.
Yeah. Yes, and then
not in Shayashiv.
Yeah, the old Shayashiv before
for either one of those.
Correct. Continuing in the Kitzur, let's say you took it off and you thought you're not putting it on for a few hours. Then you change your mind and decide to put it on. Then even if it was only off for 5 seconds, you have to go back and make a bracha. Because once you took it off,
it falls off.
So that's the thing. This is one of my pet peeves here. Right? Oh, you know what else? I'm sorry, before we continue. You know what else? Like this happens to me sometimes where after Hallel on Rosh Chodesh, I'll take off my tefillin, right? And then I'm not thinking. Unfortunately, I'm not thinking. So what's the next thing you do after you take off your tefillin? You take off your talis.
Well, backwards.
Right?
So, yeah.
So then now what? You put it back on. You have to make a bracha. L'chayra.
That means you get to skip Musaf.
What do you mean? No, you're going to put on the talis.
No, it means you get to skip Musaf. If you put away your talis, you're done. That's it. You go. That's it. You get to skip Musaf.
Okay, that would be a good, But for those of us that want to be strict, I want to daven Musaf anyways. So now, should we make a bracha
by strict
or not? From? Yes. Right. So should you make a bracha or not? So l'chari, you would think that you took it off on the das to put it away, and you're done for the day. Right. So the thing is, you had no das. Right. It was done absent-mindedly. Right. So he brings here from the Ber Moshe on the bottom that you don't have to. He brings from the Marsham that you do have to, and he brings from the Ber Moshe that you don't. That you don't. So obviously it's a suffix bracha, so you wouldn't do it.
Because your intention is not to take it off.
Well, that's true. But
he's saying here,
but you did take it off and fold it up.
No. But he's saying here, right? So your intention is to take it off.
Well, your intention was to take it off and put it away.
Correct. So now you, right? And then you change your mind, you're putting it back on. But here, you took it off. Your intention was not to take it off.
No, you didn't change your mind. You did it absent-minded.
Okay, it's somewhere in the middle.
That's what I'm saying.
This case is somewhere in the middle.
Your intention was to keep it on.
Right. You didn't have intention.
Yeah.
No, your intention was to take it off. No,
I don't agree with that.
Your intention was to take it off. You just weren't thinking.
Your intention was to daven
musaf. You definitely wanted to take it off.
No, your intention was to daven musaf with the talis. That's the intention. You spaced out, so you went without thinking.
Yeah.
So there's no intention.
The few times that it happened to me, I caught myself when it was like half off. So then that made it even more complicated.
No, I wasn't there.
I don't know. I stand in the back, so nobody really.
That's like slachman on Shabbos. No?
Correct. Yeah. So v'im nafla talisa. This is the part that's very interesting. V'im nafla talisa mimenu. Let's say your talis falls off. Shaloi b'mischaven. Obviously, you didn't have kavanah for your talis to fall off, and it falls off. Im miktsas and nishara al gufa. If part of the talis is still on the body. Aval pisharuba nafal, even though a majority of the talis fell off. Kimish nishara lo ktsas min mitzvah. Since part of the mitzvah is on you, and it's our last you don't have to go back and make a bracha. If nothing is left on the body, even if you catch it in your hand, since it's left on your body, there's no mitzvah to hold the talis in your hand. To wrap your body in it, you need to make a bracha when you go back and wear it again. Right? So your talis falls off middle Shemana Esrei, you got to make a new bracha.
So if you're doing Galila and it falls off, you got to make a new bracha?
You'd have to make a new bracha. 1 second. But that's what it says in the Kitzur, and that's the way we pass in the Shulchan Aruch. Okay, so what happens if it's a middle Shemana Esrei? I mean, you really haven't kavanah, so you're shaking so much, your talis falls off. The Meir came to Tfilah, where you can't be masik. Obviously, you can't make a bracha on tzitzis in the middle of Shemana Esrei. Lo yivarechaz, don't make the bracha. Then eli yamtin hachayuchal levarech. Wait until you can make the bracha. Va'aychaz es tzitzias biyadai. Then what we said before, you hold the tzitzis in your hand and you make the bracha.
What happens if he normally takes his talis right off after Shemana Esrei?
Where's Abu? Where's Abu?
He says Hashivo Tzion in his car.
And a Chanavi. Yeah.
So why don't you need a bracha to give me your talis up for duchening to somebody?
Why don't you need a bracha?
Why don't you need to make a new bracha when you get it back?
Because you took it off. You took it off with the das to put it right back on. 5 minutes later, 10 minutes later, 20 minutes later.
So that's okay. And if let's say someone comes up, they don't have a talis, you just quickly give it to them, not thinking, is that the same thing?
If they took off.
Very often,
is thinking. You quickly give it to them. That is thinking. That's thinking.
No, let's say Dave. No, let's say at the end of davening musaf, you took off your talis to give to a kohen, and he said, you know what, I'm not going to put it on again. Why should I put it on? He's going to come back down. It's going to already be.
Then you would need a bracha.
Then you would need a bracha if you decide to put it back on again. Yes, 100%.
What if you're
why is it different than something that falls on the floor?
Don't put it on.
You don't make the bracha. You can't make the bracha.
You make it after.
It's a loss. No, it's it.
No, you hold it. No, he says you hold the tzitzis afterwards, and then you make the bracha.
Without doing that tifa.
What do you say, Dave?
Why is it different if it falls off the body entirely?
Because there it was unintentional.
Right. So if it falls off entirely, so you have to make a bracha.
Correct.
Why?
Because it fell off. You didn't have das to put it back on. It was totally off your body.
What do you mean? If something falls, your das is to put it back on. You don't need to think about that. You're not ready to take it off, and your das is there.
I have a good scenario. So it's Yaakov.
Yeah.
What happens if you wear a gartel and you put the back to?
Yes, that's not called. I was going to discuss that. You wear the gartel.
It falls off because it's happened to me a few times. It falls off by accident, but it's still on my body because it's my back tzitzis are wrapped into the gartel.
Yeah, but the
That's
tzitzis,
holding up your
the
pants.
talus is not on you. It's just hanging on by the tzitzis.
Wait a second.
Okay, that's one thing. The other thing.
You wear your gargle on top of your talus?
No.
No, what they do is they stick the talus into the gartel so that
he tucks his tzitzis into the gargle.
That's the only reason I wear the gartel. It holds it up. I don't have to flip it over my shoulders. No, but all kidding aside, Thiago, what happens if you wear it as it's falling off? You bend forward and it's half on, half off, but it's still on your back.
You're good.
If it's good? How is it on your back?
Because you're leaning forward, you caught it.
If it's still on your back, then it's okay. But if
half
it's
on,
fell
half
to the
off,
ground,
fine. But meaning the gartel saved it a little bit.
Now, what about Simchas Torah when you're using it as a canopy?
That you did with kavana to put it.
Yeah.
Back
Now, what
up.
happens if someone pulls it in one direction and your one corner that you're holding, it comes out of your hand?
I don't know. But there you have saying, but you had kavana for that, so there it's different. Okay, but anyways, here's the thing though. If you ask any Rav, if your talus falls off, should you make a bracha? They will answer you, I don't know any Rav. They will say no, even though Shulchan Aruch says 100% you got to make, and even Mishnah Brura I think goes with it, but the Achrayim say it's a no-go. You do not make the bracha because there's a lot of Rishonim that hold you don't make a bracha. I think sort of because what Dave is saying. Why should you didn't have kavanah that you're not putting it back on? It fell off by mistake. And with the tziruf that you're also wearing your talis katan, right? Meaning they say that maybe the halacha said back then was where people weren't wearing talis katan. So now you were left without a talis on at all, without any tzitzis on at all. The Kitzur Ma'aseh Bizman Hazeh, it's the poskim say that you don't make a bracha if the talis falls off. That's
it's a totally different.
That's what, which is quite interesting. That means you learn halach and Shulchan Aruch, and you pass like Shulchan Aruch, and you're doing wrong, right?
I think a lot of people don't ask because they learn the halacha, and the halacha says to make a new bracha.
Correct.
So
Correct. That's what I'm saying.
It's like a
correct.
thing.
It's a fascinating thing. Like you say, you look it up in Shulchan Aruch. It says make a new bracha, and you go ask a shayla and tell you no, we don't make a bracha. How am I supposed to know? I don't even think Mishnah Brura also says that you should make a bracha. Just the Achrayim that came after said not. Which is quite interesting.
It's not.
But anyways, okay. I'll see the oil in a couple minutes. All right.
We have to.
Rabbi Aaron, are you on? Oh, he walked away.
Also, Kaplan, I actually checked out that Shnaya Mikra one. It's actually pretty decent. It was a 4-minute share on the first Aliyah. It's actually not bad.
What's up, Aaron?
Hey, Arbunach, where you been?
Nice.
You moving to Memphis or what?
Yeah.
You don't even call to tell me nothing?
I did call and tell you.
You did not. You called me to ask me about it before. I haven't heard from you since.
Well, I don't have a place yet. I haven't got. I don't have a move date yet.
When are you moving?
My wife is starting the 6th of December.
Oh, you got time. You're gonna buy or you're gonna rent? What are you gonna do?
What doesn't matter. Whatever works out easiest.
One second. Let me see the suspenders. Let me see what's going on here. You're not living in the South yet. What are you doing?
Yeah. I work hard, man.
Boy, you've really gone over to the dark side already, man. I tell you.
Yeah.
That midlife crisis, man, hit heavy, I see, by you.
Yeah. I send you a text message.
Yeah.
A private message.
Private. Oof.